do Carol of the Bells, and we're tracking, which this is a little bit different for me. The last couple songs, we're tracking them separately, piano, vocal separately, because we're doing instrumental versions, which is actually kind of a new thing for me, because I always like to do everything all together, but I really liked this idea of having instrumental versions of a couple of the songs, especially Carol of the Bells and God Rest You Merry Gentlemen being, of course, some of my favorite songs. And just sort of ending the album, you know, just sort of this nice instrumental nugget, this nice, sweet little something that you can have just the instrumental of it. So almost there, noodle arms and all. So we just finished tracking. All the piano, and essentially a winter gathering is really, it's sort of becoming almost like the dinner table where you sit and gather your friends and family for the holiday and for Christmas and all the holidays, and sort of bring what's important. And the songs that came to be on a winter gathering, first of all, it sort of started with the idea, Silent Night has always been a favorite one, so of course I had to put that on there, and has a special meaning, and it has such a high frequency of that song, and I really wanted Caroline to play on that song. White Christmas is for my mom, of course, because when I think of Christmas, I think of White Christmas, and I think of her playing that song, and she is, you know, plays it amazing, and so hopefully I did it justice for my mom on White Christmas. And the last of the Carol songs, What a Wonderful World, of course that's for James, because that's his favorite song, and had to do it, had to get the grovelly voice in there and get A Wonderful World. And the first Noel, I always thought, would sort of be a good gathering song, and it sort of references the stars, and the stars sort of make appearances a lot in the album. O Come, Emmanuel sort of has been a really big presence on this album. It just, I really feel like the cello in there, and it, you know, bringing it to life. God Rest You Merry Gentlemen, actually, I honestly think if I could probably pick a favorite song, Carol, I mean, they all are my favorites, but this one is a favorite, and it's one of the first carols that I started to play, and I almost feel like it has a Turkish vibe the way that I play it, so I'm really into it. And Carol of the Bells, sort of, I wanted to almost have a Baroque Gothic sort of Renaissance vibe on it and change it up, and it has such a haunting melody, and I just, you know, that whole about that sort of at the beginning of a winter gathering, sort of, you know, beckoning all the carols. And the three, I'm calling them songscapes, the three songs that are original compositions, Winter Star, Light, and The Gathering, it really sort of are breaths in between the traditional carols. And I just really liked the idea of taking pause and taking breath and holding a space for the traditional songs. And so it ends with the gathering, which sort of gathers, all the songs together. Winter Star sort of beckons us in, light holds the space, and the gathering gathers us around the table. And sort of the last idea I had was finishing the work with instrumental versions, which is something I've always toyed with doing, but I really like the idea of Carol of the Bells and God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen being an instrumental. And so I picture people around the Christmas tree opening their presents and, just having this sort of soft music in the background. So hopefully, maybe that will happen. Maybe we'll do that this Christmas. So essentially, that is a winter gathering. And so gather around the holiday traditions. And, I really tried to have a firm grasp on sort of the ancient holiday traditions, sort of, but with a hand in today. And sort of, I feel like starting Carol of the Bells, God Rest Ye, Emmanuel, First Noel, Silent Night, White Christmas, with White Christmas and A Wonderful World sort of bridging the gap between, the old and the new, and bringing them into today. So, a winter gathering.
Gonna